All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What's up, everybody? Big Marley 3 from SHIPIT Nation here to break down the Week 10 NFL Afternoon Slate for you guys. Hopefully, you guys already signed up over at SHIPITNation.com with the discounts I have been offering up until now because I don't have any for you this week. But we have been absolutely crushing it, though. Members and staff are posting big wins in the Discord every night. It is the best Discord in the industry, and we have tools and projections for all sports. Only $69 a month. So go sign up and get in on these big wins. Once you do sign up, you will get access to this 4-hour educational video from our guys, Hoop and Tambo. They're two of the best in the industry, and they're giving away all their secrets in this 4-hour video. Hoop talks about winning the Millie Maker last year, and Tambo crushes qualifiers and live finals. So he talks about his strategies for those, along with a bunch of other great information to help you guys become better DFS players. They also launched a 2-hour NBA course to learn from as well. So there is no better time to sign up. All sports for just one price. All right, let's get into this 4-game afternoon slate. This is a fun little slate, and I am fine using pieces from all 4 games this week. The first one we have on the list is the Falcons at the Cardinals. The Falcons are 1-point road favorites in this one, and we have a 43.5-point game total. Kyler Murray is making his return this week. He is $5,900. And he would be the quarterback from this game that I would be interested in. And he has 2 popular stack pieces in play as well. We have Trey McBride, who should be the chalk at tight end, but he is only $3,500. And I think Kyler does target him a good bit in this one, probably 5+ times. And then we also have Kyler's college teammate, Marquise Brown, at $5,200, who will be chalk at wide receiver. But he did have double-digit DraftKings points in all of Kyler's games last season. So I do think those 2 are very in play, especially if you're using Kyler. But those are the main guys I want to target on this Cardinals team. I am fine taking some shots on the rookie Michael Wilson at $3,500 as a salary saver if he does end up playing. But if he ends up sitting, then Rondale Moore is the $3K minimum, and I would bump him up if that's the case. And then they could have the return of James Conner at running back this week, and he probably goes unowned if you want to go there to be contrarian on a 4-game slate. And then on the Falcon side of the ball, I do like Bijan Robinson quite a bit this week. He has a good matchup. We just need him to start getting more usage. But this could be the spot. The Falcons also have Drake London making his return from injury this week, and he's $5,500 if you want to go there. But I might end up avoiding him and just targeting their tight ends instead. They have Kyle Pitts at $4,100. And then they also have Jonnu Smith at $3,600, and he's coming off his best game where he hit the 100-yard bonus, and he scored 24 DraftKings points. And then both defenses are in play as well. But those are the guys that will make my player pool from this game. The next game is the game of the week with the highest total at 49. And the Lions are 3-point road favorites in this one. Both quarterbacks are in play if we can afford them, but I would rather pay $1,300 less for Jared Goff. His main stack partner is going to be Amon-Ra St. Brown at wide receiver, and he seems good for 100+ yards every week, so I like him quite a bit if I can get there at the price. And then they have the best tight end on the slate in Sam Laporta, and he's averaging over 9 targets in the last 3 games. And then all of Goff's other wide receivers are $3,800 or less, and they will all be unowned. So you can go there if you want, and that should be a contrarian way to attack this game. And then David Montgomery is making his return from injury, and ownership should be down on both him and Jahmyr Gibbs this week, with them both eating into each other's workloads. I don't love the prices, but at low ownership, I'm fine taking some shots on either of them, especially in game stacks. And then Herbert's top stack partner is going to be Keenan Allen. at 8,800, but he is the most expensive play on the slate. So I don't know if I can get there or not. And I would actually prefer Amon-Ra St. Brown over Keenan if I'm choosing between the two at cost. And then the Chargers also have the best running back on the slate, and Austin Eckler, who was also stackable with Herbert after seeing 15 targets in the last 2 games. I would try and get to a Keenan or Eckler if I can afford it, especially if I'm stacking this game up. But this should be the most popular game, and there's lots of ways we can get different. So I'll probably have one of Eckler, Amon-Ra, or Keenan in each of my lineups if I can. And then the cheap pieces that I will keep in my pool are Quentin Johnson at $4,100, but only if he's going to be low owned. And then both tight ends for the Chargers should be low owned. So I'm fine taking one of Gerald Everett or Donald Parham Jr. in my game stacks. They should be sub 10% owned. And if they get in the end zone, then we're golden. And then this next game, I only want to target one side of, but that will be the Cowboys, who are 17-point home favorites against the Giants. And they have the highest team total of the week at 28.25. I don't want any pieces of this Giants team, so I'm just going to X them all out of my player pool. Dak is our top projected quarterback this week. So, I mean, I want as much of him as I can afford, really. And he is averaging just under 30 DraftKings points in the last 3 weeks. If I am using Dak, then I would want to lock in CeeDee Lamb, who was averaging 32.6 DraftKings points in that same 3-game stretch. Brandon Cooks is dead to me after kicking me out of King of the Beach last week, so I'm going to X him out of my player pool, and I will keep in Michael Gallup at $3,500 instead as a cheap punt option. And then Jake Ferguson has been looking pretty good. He's a solid tight end play at $4,600 this week, and he is averaging 18 points in the last 2 weeks. And then the Cowboys defense should eat here if we can afford them at $4,400. And I like them stacked with Tony Pollard in my non-DAC lineups. But I do like Pollard a lot this week at running back at $7,300. I expect him to get fed so he can finally get going. And then if we want, we can stack up Pollard with Dak and CD and the defense and just onslaught this Cowboys team and hope that they smash with those 4 plays. And then the last game is Washington at Seattle with a 45-point total, and the Seahawks are 6.5-point favorites. Both quarterbacks are in play in this one, and they are both fairly cheap. We have Sam Howell at $5,900 and Geno Smith at $5,800. If I'm using Howell, then I would want to stack him with at least one of Terry McLaurin or Jahan Dotson at wide receiver. I'd be fine throwing them both in there as well, but I'm cool taking some shots on Curtis Samuel too if he plays at $3,900. And then I think Logan Thomas is a sneaky play at $3,800 with people going to these other tight ends instead. I like him as well, but I really don't want any exposure to the Washington running back, so it's just those 5 guys for me on Washington. And then if I'm using Geno Smith this week, I want him stacked with at least one of DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett. They've also been getting JSN going. He's only $4,100, so I like him as well. And he has had at least 12 DraftKings points in the last 3 weeks. And then Kenneth Walker should be low owned this week at $6,800. I like him too, but I like him stacked with the Seahawks DST if I'm avoiding the quarterbacks from this game. He hasn't been getting a ton of usage the last 2 games, so I think Walker could be a sneaky play on this game, on this slate. But those will be the players that are making my player pool from this short 4-game slate. All of my plays will be listed over at SHIPITNation.com with notes on every play that I am playing. All sports are included for one low price, so you guys can play more and pay less. I will be back with a primetime slate breakdown, but if you guys can hit that like and subscribe button for us, it really helps out. Good luck on this afternoon game slate. I hope to see some Ship It logos up top. Good luck. Thanks for listening. Go ship something.